The Hunting Narcissist. People regard my kind as creatures of prejudice because of the way that we treat people. But that is not prejudicial treatment, because we regard everyone in an equal manner. We regard everyone that we engage with and interact with as an appliance that has the function of providing us with the prime aims. If I stand in a crowded bar, I do not see a white lady, a black man, a fat man, or a short-haired woman. I do not see a heavily tattooed man or a skimpily dressed lady. Yes, of course, I notice their physical appearance. I hear what is being said. I notice how people behave. I have to do this in order to identify the traits, or the absence of those traits, in people in order to determine their suitability as a target when I am hunting. But ultimately, what I regard all those people as is their potential to be an appliance to me, to provide me with fuel, how easy they will be to control, the provision of character traits and residual benefits. Accordingly, the lady ordering a cosmopolitan has the potential, from how I see what she wears and the manner in which she is speaking, to be a high-yielding appliance. The man sat to my right, who is commandeering the conversation between him and a group of people, is likely to be a low-yielding appliance. As I move through the bar, as I listen, I scrutinize, I observe, and I engage, the status of those appliances can alter as I learn more about the person concerned. All that I am interested in as I hunt is the potential and the capacity that this person has to provide me with the prime aims. I regard each and every person in the same way. I assess their suitability for ownership. Some, I soon realize, will provide me with next to nothing with regard to the prime aims, and therefore I dispense with them and have no further interest in them. I cannot dither and waste my time remaining in the presence of someone who will serve me with no or little purpose. That is a waste of my energies, and furthermore risks losing the more productive appliances, which may now be heading for the exit before I have had the time to assess them and hunt them down. I do not care for your views, other than whether they exhibit an alignment with the traits that I hold dear. Your outlook on life is irrelevant, except where it demonstrates to me that you have certain characteristics which will make you an ideal source of providing the prime aims to me. I am only interested in those attributes which will serve a purpose for me. Will you be a good and faithful appliance, or are you not bothering with? That is the primary concern. Yes, I have regard to whether you are someone who might supply certain characteristics which I can purloin for my own use as additions to my construct. Yes, I may consider the fact that you are particularly good at cooking as something that will benefit me. But these considerations remain second to the issue of how easy you will succumb to my control and the provision of fuel. If you happen to be wealthy, but your capacity for the provision of fuel is minuscule, then I will never consider you for the position as my intimate partner primary source. There may be a role for you as a tertiary source, possibly even a secondary one, but not as my primary source. When I hunt, I sniff out, observe, watch, scrutinize for the empathic traits, the class traits, and the special traits. I look for those and the relationship with regard to the provision of the prime aims. I approach this assessment of your usefulness without bias or preconception. I apply an open mind to the consideration of whether someone will provide a useful role in the fuel matrix for me. Yet, for all of this demonstration of a fair-minded approach, I am still regarded as somehow despicable. I must hunt, and I must then consume, much like a lion on the plains. He must hunt down his fuel, hunting down the food, and consume it. He is a carnivore, and the other beasts that wander the plains are his prey, and yet nobody criticizes him as he stalks that buffalo and brings it down before devouring it. He knows no other way than to hunt in this manner, and neither do we. Whether we are aware or, more likely, unaware narcissists, this is the way that we operate. The unaware narcissists are not aware of what they are and see no wrong in the way that they behave. The aware narcissist realizes that you find the way that we operate is critical, but that is because you do not understand what we require. You are different to us. It is understandable that you don't understand this. I accept it. I recognize it, but I do not agree with it. My needs are different to yours. We look on everybody in the same way. Irrespective of race, religion, nationality, gender, or sexuality, we, either unconsciously or consciously, consider how well you will cater to the prime aims, whether it will be of the appropriate quality fuel, how often you will provide that fuel, how good your character traits are, what residual benefits will come with you, how easy will you be to succumb to our control, how reliable will you be in the carrying out of the function as an appliance to us. This is what is processed by our narcissism when we hunt. Yes, we may see that you are attractive, but our attraction to you is not solely based upon how beautiful or how handsome you may look. We are hunting for the empathic traits, the special traits, and the class traits as set out in the buck-sitting target. Our attraction is based upon whether your physical attractiveness will make us look good, whether we can triangulate it, whether you are compatible with us in terms of the provision of fuel, that you will be easily controlled. The somatic of our kin will ascribe such physical attractiveness to a potential for the provision of fuel, whereas the victim narcissist is far less likely to do so. Our judgments are not solely based upon how you look, how stunning you might be, or that you might be regarded as somewhat unfortunately faced, but instead, we are far more concerned with whether that will confirm the existence of one or more of the criteria that means that you will prove to be an excellent provider of the prime aims. That is what matters to us. Other people, not of our kind, make prejudicial judgments, often about the people that they deal with, much of it on a subconscious level. They may consider someone who hails from a particular country as having a leaning towards violence. They may judge an overweight person to be lazy, and a very thin person to have issues concerning control. The human race's capacity for judging people is legendary, and has been the basis of much turmoil and conflict through the ages. We, of course, judge in a similar way, but for different reasons. We judge in that way as part of the manipulation, but our actual judgment of you is all about how good an appliance you will be with regard to the prime aims, whether that is done unconsciously or consciously. And in that respect, we afford you all with an equal opportunity to become our primary source. When we go hunting, we hunt for those that will suffice and provide to us with regard to the prime aims. And the criteria for that differ from what you look for when you would be looking for a friend or a romantic partner. We hunt for that which will serve our needs, and it is transactional. We will only give in order to secure the prey. We will only be those things which appear to be kind and caring and loving and friendly and warm in order to get what we want. We are always hunting. This never stops. And what we hunt for are those things which demonstrate that you will be the best provider of the prime aims. And if so, then we place that target on you and hunt you down. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.